course, this is Mars Edition 2026, and we're on episode 11, and we are still stuck on Deimos. I'm going to call it This Moon is Deimos, and last episode we did a little piracy. We took over this facility. Now we're in the process of converting into the ship that's going to take us back to Mars because, well, that's kind of where we're trying to get to. So we're going to go back this episode and continue our conversion of this facility into said spacecraft. So, and daggone it, I still have not changed my suit. I really got to remember to do that. Alright, so let's go ahead and break down some of these external components, because we can use that to our advantage. We'll get these outlying sections done here, and then we're going to go ahead and set up the rest of this. So the way I see it, we got scrapyard rules are in effect. We're scrapping stuff, we're salvaging stuff and whatnot, but there's nothing that says that we can't just convert this sucker into a ship, get us back down below. I mean, we could do a base, I guess, and set up all that stuff and make an outpost, but I kind of want to get us back onto Mars. Good. That gives us quite a bit of components to work with here, and that's good. That's what we want. So let's see here. We're gonna take this bottom part out here. That front portion in place. This is our ramp for now until we build one. So we're gonna go ahead and just do this, get this welded up. Now the real trick too, first of all, we probably are gonna want to widen this, because we're going to want to make it big enough for a wider based rover, I think. But the other thing we're going to need to do is we're going to want to get the upper portion taken care of too. So that's going to be another, we've got a lot of conversion work to do here, so let's go ahead and get this welded up as much as possible here on this section of things. No, the tricky part's going to be getting... Hey, thanks for joining. The tricky part's going to be getting the... oh, what is it? The thrusters. That's going to be the tricky part, is getting thrusters set up. That's definitely going to be tricky. All right, let's get this done. Now, the other thing is how we got this set up. First of all, you're gonna change. We gotta convert this over. Now, I want to keep the basic design and just kind of shift around a few things.
Energy low.
Alright, now I'm thinking we'll keep it, you know, relatively uniform, come out to about here, and then rotate it, which means we're going to need to figure out a different place for all of this stuff here, as well as what's below it. So, one second, guys, I'll be right back.
Energy critical.
Alright guys, I'm back, and yowzers, I gotta get myself some oxygen. Oh gosh, did we... okay. I don't know that we ever set one up. Did we set one up? We did not set one up. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to make a path to the rover 2, to the rover bay. We've got a lot we got to do, guys. We've got to connect it up there, and I do believe that we need to widen this out. So let's go ahead and jump in here, get a little air. Alright, cool.
Critical.
Yep, I know. We do need to get some work done on the rover, get the first aid kit shifted up to the ship, and get the get some storage put onto this rover from one of those cargo containers. Which means we're probably going to need to extend this out, which is probably going to be a good idea. Alright. There's Mars over there. We got to get over there. Alright, let's see here. Okay, so we've got... Alright, looks like we've got a couple of plates on there. Now we could change those up. What is that? That's a pipe. We got our vent here, but it's not... I don't know. I like it because it's definitely putting out heat, but I don't want my airlock to be aft. I need it to be on the port or starboard sides. This looks like a... well, we got our battery there. Now we're going to need access to down below, but I reckon we could probably get away with maybe doing a passage here that comes down. So let's go ahead and clear this out. Yeah, if we go and do a passage down, like a ladder kind of deal, and set it up so that it comes down, we'll have our passage here to this area up here, which will be like bridge and maybe some sleeping quarters. And then we do have the lower level too, which we could actually, you know what we could do? I mean, we did set this up with a potential walkway there. Yeah, actually that might be better. But I do want to keep this open here, so let's I do want to run, we'll leave this clear. Let's see, what can we put over here? So I feel like this would be a good thing to have set up. So we're gonna slap, oops, that's not the right color. It's the color of what I was doing the other day. We'll put steel plate on there right now. But we will connect it over there, I think that's gonna be smart. Let's, even though honestly I do like the mismatches, the mismatchiness of it. Okay, so we got to run the connection up to there, run that to here. Now, let's go down here. Now this is, I think this lines up right here to where we need to be. Yep, it does. Okay, cool. Okay, let's get all this out of here. And get this all put away down here. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to drop all... we can't really, because that's all full. But we can drop it in here. Good. I want to drop it into one of these cargo containers so that we can be able to utilize the space. So let's go ahead and drop those in there, and then we're going to run this over here. And then we're going to grab the cargo container. This lower level is like the industrial bay. We've got our oxygen tank. We'll put something here. We can make a one of those deals that oh gosh, what do you call it? The recharger station. We can do that. But for now, we do need to make some adjustments though. So for now, I think I'm going to put one of the crates, put a crate here so we can stash stuff. So let's go ahead and get that in place. Oh, we can't put it there because of those things. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, well, we'll put you here then. How about that? And then we can get access to the window, which we can run to here for access to the cargo bay. And actually, I wonder... if we were to run, we could run a conveyor line through this way here. Huh. Alright. So we'll do another passage here. Alright, we need some... oops. Okay, well I guess you're not gonna go there, are you? Man, that's annoying. I guess we gotta put it in this corner. Alright, so in the corner you go. But I was thinking, if we have conveying running along the floor here that connects, and this is the lower level here, well, actually, you know what? Look at that. Let's see here. We've got steel plating down below. We got piping up there. We could do steel plate in the middle. Or... we can put the piping right down here. Now if we did piping here, we could run it over there and do small, well, well, I mean this is, yeah, I think that it might be better if we didn't do, if we have two layers here. Only because we're going to probably have recessed landing gear because we're so close to the dirt here. So if that's the case, then we're going to want the passages to be here and then... but, oh man, I just really feel like if we have the connector... I mean, we come in this way, how are we going to... oh. If we ran the, if we ran the conveying system down here, we can do one of those larger platforms. Oh yeah, how big is that? Alright, I got an idea. Where is... How big are these? Platform connectors. Okay, it looks like that's going to be about the size we want, actually. If we take this thing out, one more block on either side, that'll provide us with the amount of space we want. See, look. Yeah, see, that's how wide we want it. So we essentially need to widen the walls out to that level there to be able to accommodate this larger thing, which would add 1 square to either side, which means we can make that a larger structure. Yeah, and we could have the connector already set in here, but if we do that, then that was, yeah, that's a tough call though, guys, because if we do this, then it's going to make it so that we have to have a connector on the bottom. We'd still have to have a connector on this end here to connect into the rover. We can't really have a connection on the bottom. That doesn't usually work very well. I've tried that before in the past and it gets weird. I think a rear-facing one is probably best. So yeah, as much as I don't really want to, we're going to have to definitely wire in a connector in the back. And we'll just bring it down bring it over here, over, and then down. And that's probably our best bet. So let's go ahead and we got any let's get ourselves some interior plates, get those passages in place. I mean, I feel like we worked it out pretty good, so let's go ahead and get that set up here, run that out to here. Even though I really do like those blocks are amazing. Okay, corridor light. Now, I'm thinking the light should go here and here. And do we have a spare
Energy
door?
low.
Is there more than one door? I wonder. Yeah, we've got one here and one here for the airlock. I don't think there's any other doors, is there? No. Damn. Alright, well that's okay. Yeah. So what we're going to do is to seal this off for now. We're going to go ahead and just drop that in there. Okay, cool. So that's the direction to that portion. We've got the oxygen tank right there. Now we can probably put stuff below. Are there yeah, we don't have any of those. We also have to figure out where we're going to put the refinery and the assembler, because this side isn't going to be that way. So, yeah. Okay. Oh, let's see here. Put that on that side. If we do that, that's going to run it straight through down to here. But if we, you know what we could do? No, we can't do that. Yeah, if we're going to make this thing any wider, if we're going to go 4 wide, we're going to have to definitely do something with that, with these walls. Even though I like the idea that it's not, you know, it's not like a tube. But I think that's about the best way to go with this. And we do still need to make the gate too, and we're going to do the gate in an interesting way. I have an idea of how to do that, so it'll be interesting.
Energy low.
Of course, energy's always low, Suit Lady. When is the energy ever not low? Okay. Alright, get that up there, get the color scheme on that. Yeah, I think this is where we'll put the angle piece, like this. There we go. Okay, and then this. Okay, and then we run these down.
Meteor storm inbound.
Alright, and then on this side here, we'll do the same thing. Okay, now we're gonna put a plate, steel plates, and then we'll go do this again. Oh, perfect, that lines up nicely.
Energy critical.
Energy's always critical, Suit Lady. You never ever have enough energy in this game. Okay, we're gonna run this down. Okay, good. That gives us our base shape that we're gonna be working with. Run that down, and I think what we'll do here actually is this will be a bottom baseline. So let's keep the angle going. So what we'll do is we'll set this like that. Perfect, just like that. Alright, cool.
No energy.
Ah, yuck. The grunting is just horrible. I gotta change this over, guys. I was trying to work with a new scenario on my own, and it was just like, and it defaulted directly to the default engineer, and it's like, ah! Oh, gotta have some good solid water. You gotta stay hydrated, guys. That's half the battle these days. Alright, we got the good charge, we're good to go, so let's go ahead and hop out and get some more welding done. That's going to give us a lot more width. Oh, I like this width a lot better. I am tempted, though, honestly speaking, to get that, to do the, landing bay platform. Alright, let's see here. Okay, well, let's see here. Okay, now let's get these in place. Now the other side of that too is we're going to need to have thrusters, and we're going to need to have a set of them in different places, which is why I think this is a perfect spot for a downward thruster. But we're going to have to position it just right if we do. Okay, now with these here, what I'd like to do is do a little bit of this kind of action here. Like run a set of those across here and then connect it up. That would look really kind of cool. However, I do need to think about what I'm going to do for my landing gear. Well, it's not going to be quite that bad because, well, actually, you know what I might like? It might look really cool to have some sort of pipes on here. Yeah. I need interior plates, okay. Perfect. Alright, let's alright. Just gonna get these welded up while we're thinking of it. Alright, let's get this over here. Now down here, I wanted to get an angle block in place, so but if I do that, well, actually I could still do that because I could put the landing gear on more of a center line. Yeah, that'll look kind of cool. Oh, this is good. This is really good. And then we can go back to here. Wow, how am I low on? Huh, I am. I'm low on steel plates. I didn't see that coming. Alright, let's get this in place. let's get this over here set up. Okay. Of course. All right. Okay. The tricky part about this particular build is that right there.
Energy critical.
Yeah, that's pretty symmetrical. All right.
No energy.
Ah! Energy problems. I don't want to hear that noise. And in we are. Okay, so we're getting some movement here, guys. We're in the process of getting this widened. That way we can have a slightly wider wheelbase on the rover, which we'll need in the gravity, but is also good on here, which also means we need to extend this out some too. Yeah, so we got to extend it out. Just a little bit extended and it'll be good to go. Okay, get you in place. All right. Let's go ahead and get this taken care of here. All right. Got that in there. Almost got that wound down. Huh. Solar barge, nice. Alright, let's go ahead and see. Do we have... Yeah, I figured we'd have some plates from that grind down. We'll throw that in there. Alright. Now, as much as I would very much like to put an angle piece on this at this point, I don't know that I can do that because I still have to make this gate of some kind. let's go and get welding. God, I really want to put a connector here, but oh man, I'm not sure how I get it up there. Alright, we gotta get these sealed off here. Okay, so I'm thinking, let's get some lights going on in here. Alright, so going back this way. Alright, now some more tricky components here. Now I was thinking putting these thrusters in here for the vertical lift. Now let's see how big of a thruster we're looking at. Yeah, see, that's going to be way too big. Oh no. All right. Well, I'm thinking, guys, how I want to do this.
Energy low.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we've got a few things we need to get done. And we're going to get it done, guys. We're going to do it. All right. Oh. Where am I going to put the industrial assembler? Alright, now, while we're in here, we might as well have a little bit of this food. Alright, so, we're going to have to put those things lateral line to be able to do it. So that means we're definitely going to have to run a below floor type of conveying system. We might need to do a loop because we're going to need conveyors underneath for the thrusts. So yeah, that's actually going to have to happen. Alright. We don't have a connector, so we're going to have to go with... Huh. Alright. Because we're going to need to set up that refinery in here at some place. Alright, now we're going to go ahead here. And we're going to set up a couple of conveyor stations. Yep, pipes problem. All right. Alright, let's back and let's get back to business here. Alright, so we're gonna run that conveyor line there. Oh man. Well, this is a good spot, I guess. I mean, we're gonna need to have a place to put that, we're gonna have to probably extend this further back. But, maybe. Well, here's what I'm thinking. Right here, we can run this as a passageway that way. I don't want to move that because it's got air in it, and I don't want to lose the air that's in it. So we'll leave that in place. Yeah, that'll work. You know what we could do, actually? We could put a cargo container right here and another one right here. put the 2 cargo containers down here on this side and that side. Or actually, we're going to take one of those cargo containers and put it on the other. So, yeah, this will work. Alright, so let's go ahead and set a cargo container up in here. And that's going to be this one here. Only because we can empty it out. And we'll dump this, and this in there. Try to empty out this whole cargo container as much as possible. Get it taken out of here and put away. Let's see. Yeah, full in there. Yeah, don't like that. Okay. Oh yeah, we don't need the glass either. Wow, that's full. Okay. Alright, run that over here. You know what? We're just gonna do this. Alright, now we'll get this set up. And we'll run the conveyor line over to here, and we'll set up our one of our connections, and then the other one will be over here.
Inventory full.
Yeah, that's fine. We're just going to dump that inventory in here anyway. Alright. And then I don't want this angle piece here. Only because we've got something else that needs to go here. Namely, a cargo container. And then that is going to come with us. We'll take this one out. We need a construction component, but that's okay. We'll dump these in here. Now the other one's packed, so it's going to be a little bit more tricky to work with, but that's okay. Gonna go, we'll leave that access point like that. We'll set this up like this. And this one here, we'll set this up with a conveyor junction.
Energy low.
Actually, you know what we want to do? We want to change the color to gray, because that needs to be gray. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and make that gray too while we're at it. Alright, cool. Get this barrel pulled out of here. Put that over here. There we go. We'll probably transfer the barrel over to the, probably transfer basically all these over to the to the rover for additional storage for when we're out running around. Uh-oh. What happened? What's going on? Oh, damn. That's only 13 clicks away. Wait a minute. Is that on the surface? Oh, come on. Okay, now I want to know, because if that's on the surface, we might have a problem. Go to the assault cannon. Let's take a look. Wow. That looks like it's but they don't. The Factorum aren't ever on the surface. That's very close. We might have to check that out at some point. Yeah. Man, yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, there's gonna be some rearranging going on. There's always rearranging going on. Alright. You. And I can't because I don't have interior plates, so. Okay, there's that. Okay. Motors are a real problem around here. I just don't know about whether we're gonna have enough. You know, enough components here. Okay, something nice about an event controller, however, we may end up not doing event controllers anywhere if we need those components for something else. But for now, we're going to put this event controller right here. Okay. It's a nice airlock, don't get me wrong. But, okay, now the tricky part. Yeah, I'm gonna jump down in here. The problem we're gonna have is with this food situation, honestly. That's why I'm tempted to check that out. $13 kilometers, but we are not in any way, shape, or form capable of dealing with those guys. To be honest, I was thinking about nixing them just because they weren't on a planetary basis. Alright, let's see here. We got those connections go there. Alright, so here we're gonna go ahead and I changed my mind. Instead of doing that, we'll do one of these. Only because it just makes more sense. And then, yeah. And for here, we'll do one of these. Okay, and here we're going to go with a light. There we go. Alright, now this. And we're going to set up a light armor plate here. Alright, we're getting some welding done, getting some more of the superstructure in place. It's kind of tricky because I'm kind of planning this out as I go, and you don't really know how it's going to look or how it's going to support itself. The other trick is going to be fuel. And then this side here, alright. Take this off. This off. Alright, we're going to take these off too. Alright, cool with that. Now, either one of these can be a doorway.
Meteor storm inbound.
That's nice, suit lady. Okay. We don't have any more steel plate. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's see. And then one past it, so. This is the side we're going to take the shave off the end off. Now, I'm willing to bet that this ginormous refinery can go right here on this side here, and then put a hydrogen tank to one side of it. I mean, it is a big refinery, and I don't know. I mean, we could keep it because it's definitely worth its weight in gold as far as the work is concerned. I feel like I just want to tack it on, like somewhere up on the top of the ship or something, where once we get down there we can slap it onto a base and not have it like, ugh, get gravy. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Actually, we'll put it right up here. Alright, so yeah, we'll have it centered right here on this one.
Energy critical.
Uh-oh, energy is critical. Do we have any pipes around here? Did we transfer pipes? We did. We transferred a lot of pipes, actually. All right, this is starting to come together. I think I have a vision of what's going to happen with this thing, and the vision looks pretty good. Now we set that in there right up above. Now there's two ways we can do this. We can, yeah. Actually, there's only one way we can do this. Get this off of here. Ah! No, 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 no. Let's sit down. Okay, so here's the plan. We're going to take that back end completely off. Or should we just set it up on top? I think I'll set it on top. I mean, I don't really want to get it damaged, but I also don't really necessarily want it to be a major part of the ship. I mean, it is a 2x, I think it's a 2x4 dimensional thing, so okay. I mean, let's take a look. Let's see what it's like. Now that's going to stick up that high. So it'll be the same height as the GAT, but I can armor plate it up that high though. And if I do that, I can still leave this area here available for other things, although I'm going to take out that airlock there. And then, yeah, that would work. Uh-oh. We're gonna need to find some ice soon. Yeah, we're gonna put that up here, I think. And I think we're gonna put the meteor guns on the sides somewhere. I don't know where yet. Maybe we got one that survived. So if I got one that survived, I think it's pretty good to put it on the back up on here for now. And then that way we've got another weapon system up. I'm really running low on supplies on my... This thing is like definitely growling a lot. Alright, let's get this thing off of here. Let's see, nothing in there, okay. So...
Fuel low.
Uh-oh. That's not good. Better get a recharge. That's what I'm saying. Alright, we're gonna transfer this refinery back here, and then we're gonna call it an episode. So let's get this done.
Inventory full.
It occurs to me that we're gonna need to salvage some tanks besides the thrusters. That way we have fuel.
Inventory full.
Alright, let's get this thing up and running like that. Of course, this thing's going to go to town as soon as I plug it in. It's going to pull all the ores out and start refining them. And here's the thing. What am I going to do with the refined ores? I can't really buy anything with them. I mean, I can make... With salvage rules, if you have an assembler, you can make tools and ammunition. But that's it. So I guess this would go towards tools and ammunition. And if we find a trade station somewhere, we can always trade. Worst case scenario, it'll just be a reservoir of a lot of material, though, too. Okay, there's our hydrogen, our hydrogen deal here. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm thinking leave these open for stuff. Ah, no. No crispy. No crispy. I don't want to be crispy. Alright, well, it looks like we got a few things done, guys. We do have a lot more stuff we got to do. But we're getting some movement in place. We got kind of a little bit of a plan with the scrap ship here. So we get that shifted over. Oh, one more thing before we get this wrapped up. There's one more thing I wanted to get done. And that's to get that assembler in place. So let's do that right now while we're thinking about it. And that's going right here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and set up a... Actually, we're going to do this because there may be something else we want to put there too. Alright, and then we go ahead and get our industrial assembler in place. Bam, just like that. And that's going to complete how wide we're going to make this ship. Any kind, if we do find some add-ons, we could always do that. That would speed up or change different things, but it just all depends. I mean, I'm not really concerned about that, about the refinery having stuff like that, but I would very much like to stack some hydrogen tanks up there for fuel, or possibly even, I don't know, more containers. So let's go ahead and get this in place, and then we're going to go ahead and call it an episode, guys. Thank you so much for joining me as we're welding this up. Next episode, we've got to figure out our food situation because, well, we're hungry, and it's not good. This thing does not have the capability, apparently, for food production, so yeah. That's going to be a thing we're going to need to get figured out. So, there's a whole lot more to come. Thank you so much for checking me out with this. If you have any suggestions or ideas, you know the deal. Make sure you put it in the comments, and I always answer my comments, of course. And if there's anything else you like, questions you're not sure about, or if you have ideas of things you want to see, or maybe if you have some ideas on how we can make our scrap ship a little bit better and easier, at least setting it up as basically a base right now that we'll eventually get some thrusters on, get back to Mars, and carry on where we're at with that. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time on Scrapyard Pirate's Life. You know the deal. Like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. Thanks. Bye.